Okay,
Lights on now.
now we need a.
Now is the light.
Come out of executives. We need a motion. Yeah, we need a
There's
motion.
something.
Move to come out of executive session.
Is there, we don't.
I don't think we did.
We're done?
No.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, we're out of executive session and we will move down to monthly reports. We'll start out with the highway. Commissioner Van Dusen, if you would just go ahead and read that.
I sure
report
will. The highway report for August of 2024. Highway Department finished chip sealing on August 1st. They did 40 miles this year for Codington County roads, also did 2 miles in Pelican Township. So quite a bit of roadway was chip sealed. Now they are fog sealing all of what was chip sealed, and this will help seal our P-rock down and add another layer to help seal the asphalt roads from taking in moisture. It will also have better visibility with striping, according to the highway department here. So they're also mowing the top cut on their gravel roads. So they're busy doing that. With the rain that they had last week, the guys were able to take all the equipment off their old motor graders that will be transferred to the new motor graders. They're in the process of doing that. And then today with the rain in the forecast, the guys will be installing that equipment on those new motor graders and getting those ready to roll. Clausen and Son started last week on the regrading project on County Road 20-4. 177th Street south of Watertown. So they're working on that. State DOT is planning a bid opening on October 16th for the bridge on County Road 20, 177th Street over the Big Sioux River. At this point, they're not sure if the bridge will be built in 2025 or 2026. Highway Department is continuing to work on the road top on 31st Street. We will be working to get the water to run off the road instead of just pooling on the road. So they're working on that. And they are also installing those concrete barriers that we purchased after they get the road all shaped and packed and ready to go. So it's a little safer for the traveling public there. Watertown Fire Department has been in contact with our highway department about getting used culverts to double T bridge decking for advanced learning. Let me reread that. The fire department has been in contact with Rick about getting used culverts and double T bridge decking for advanced learning. We will need to declare these items surplus when they have a better idea of exactly what they need. But I suppose, yeah, to practice on, so good stuff. Oh.
Looks like.
Okay. I traveled on that road this weekend. And that's the highway report. So thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Commissioner Van Dusen. Okay, now it's time for the Steve, facility manager's report.
Morning, Steve.
Good morning, Steve.
Fine, Steve.
Okay, gentlemen, start out with the ag building. The construction of the parking lot has been pushed back to start the first part of September. It's supposed to start about now. One thing I'll note, and so that when this construction does begin, the west side will be closed for public entrance. So on the east side, where the employee parking and so that we're going to have to let that reserve that for public parking, and employees will have to park in that north parking lot. So. The fire suppression system is set to begin in October with completion in December. With installing the backflow valves on this coming Thursday, they'll have the water shut off in portions of the complex at various times throughout the day. So on government buildings and detention center, the contractors are progressing well. The air handling unit that is installed in the sheriff's mechanical room and will being operational early to mid-September. The boiler piping should be completed by mid-September also. So they're progressing pretty good. I know that the boiler contractors had brought in a couple extra guys in for that, so. Park. There's 1,336 online reservations made. 271 offline reservations with a total of 1,607 that has been made with $132,037 of reservation sales. 2,172 of point of sales. That is as of August 19th. With a total of $134,209. The weed. Staff has been inspecting weed issues throughout the county. Fall spraying will begin in the next couple weeks. And I've been scheduled to work at the State Fair Weed Booth on Sunday, August 1st, or September 1st, excuse me. So if you guys want to come by, you can.
I'll be coming by. I find that fascinating every year to go look at weeds. I don't know. It's just interesting to see what different types of weeds are out there.
Yep.
But, you know, you point at one and you say, I have that in my yard. What is that thing? And how do I get rid of it? So it's interesting to me.
The state weed commission meeting and the tour is on September 10th and 11th in the Aberdeen surrounding area. West Nile. Collections of the Culex tarcellus has been on the high side this late summer season with fogging of some of the communities have begun. So we've had some numbers as high as 80 Culex per night, which is really relatively high. We do have a community or so that's way down to like 8 to 13. We don't know why. But Watertown has been getting that also on one of their traps. They've changed the trap. Numbers are still low and don't know if it's just a locational area or what. Yeah, probably.
No daycare.
And then the South Dakota annual West Nile Conference is in Aberdeen on September 17th.
Just a quick question.
Yes.
So on the difference between an online reservation and a point of sale.
Point of sale is like wood.
But just when they buy something.
Yeah,
not
when they
just
buy
sale,
something,
but they-
yep,
but
not
they-
on the,
okay,
yep.
Right.
That's what the point of sales are. And it could be even the LP gas, things
Yeah.
like that.
Just something, yeah.
But anything in the store itself that belongs to the walls, these are just certain items, so.
Got it.
Oh, that concludes. Have any other questions?
Last day for the park is September 30th.
September 30th is the last day of the park, yes. I'll probably, just a little note, I'll probably be coming back. I'm kind of looking at a couple little changes on booking reservations and stuff like that, especially after going away with the year out bookings and stuff like that and stuff like that. So I'll be probably.
How is
coming
that
back.
online service working?
We haven't
Haven't
had
had-
really much of any issue. I don't think,
Good.
I think the one biggest thing is this is why I'm looking at is the 95-day kind of confuses some people. You know, like it is, I have made a comment looking at what the city does and opening up. I might be looking at that a little more of making it open for any time during the season,
Yeah.
which I think will be a benefit to a point. So.
Good.
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah, okay, let's just go down to number 10. Action to approve quote from ALE. For the
I know it
handicap
says
lift.
bid and stuff like that, but this hearing here, I turned around and I budgeted this thing for this coming year. Last year I reached out. The reason for it is this is the one that is in the south entrance. I would say probably on an average, somebody gets hung up on that thing part way or something like that. Probably monthly. They did come in and look. This unit that's downstairs cannot be adjusted. Right now it's off kilter. So if a lift, somebody gets on it, if it's off to one side a little bit more, then it won't let it raise or lower. The newer unit is adjustable to adjusting tweak those things, and so we had to create it. It gets to be a pain
This
for
is
quite
on
a
the
bit.
south.
This is on the
entrance.
south entrance, yes, it is,
Yeah, that's
which
what I
gets
remember.
used probably fairly heavy, and so we had.
Mhm.
Is there any difference in the weight capacity between?
Nope, standard weight capacity is 750. That's what this one down
Yeah.
here is too,
Yeah.
but it just, they can't adjust
Right.
this unit that's down there to
They
get
can
it to
access
level.
this with a wheelchair.
Yes,
Yeah.
yep.
Any idea what they might be looking at? I know we're looking for quotes, but.
Well, I quoted from A and I, that's the way I, or AEL, that's the way I, a while back. Majority of all our lifts that are in this place are serviced and was probably already, what do you want to say, originally purchased from this
Yeah.
organization already, so.
And this quote amounts within the budget.
Yes, this is in the budget, and so I did budget, I think like 30 some.
So it's in the budget. for
Yep,
this
it's in the
year.
budget for this year,
2024.
yes.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion by Johnson, second by Gable to approve the quote for this handicap lift. Any more questions? Oh,
$27,910.
Okay.
seeing no further questions, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, Steve. Back up to 9, is there,
No,
I don't think
nothing.
there's any
I think
more.
we're good. I'll take that off now. I believe we made it through everyone, so.
okay. Number 11, action to approve resolution combining precincts for the 2024 general election.
Correct. So it's resolution 2024 number 22. You have that in your packet. These are the precincts that I am able to combine in an effort to try to save on tax dollars for, election workers and all that goes along with that. All the rest will be standalone, but these are the ones that I am able to combine.
How are you going to notify the general public? What procedure do you use?
I will be publishing all the different precincts in a publication just down the road here a little bit, so.
So, other than online, where will it be?
I'll publish it in the newspaper, and I don't typically, I guess we don't put this online, but maybe it is something I could send to Karen if she could put it under the auditors tab.
Yeah, it's easier to do, but just put the polling places online.
Mhm.
Listen to them jazz.
I don't know that
I don't know
Cindy's
if
ever done that
PSA
before. I'll probably go in and talk with Steve sometime, so, and just kind of mention, I mean, it's quite a list, so, but yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, they can always call up to the office too, but not a lot will change from other years. Typically in the primary, you'll have quite a few more that we can combine, but with the general, not so much, because we'll have more individuals voting. So our larger precincts, like the A1, the A2, those have to stand alone because there's
Okay.
where they're
I'm
at.
sure everybody will read the public opinion.
And the South Shore
County
Gazette,
Commission report.
South Shore Gazette as well. It will be a separate publication, but yeah, that's a thought. Maybe I could put it on the website, general election precincts. That might be something to do.
I'll make a motion to approve it.
A motion by Gable, second by Waterman. To approve this resolution for the 2024 general election. Any other questions?
I mean, this is pretty typical. We do this most years.
Mhm.
Just,
Yeah.
And it's not a great hardship. I mean,
No.
it's just a little bit, maybe a little bit further for some people to go for a polling. place.
Right, well,
Yeah,
you know,
talk to some of my neighbors.
yes,
Well,
no.
I mean,
It only makes sense, for the amount of people that they may have come, it makes sense to combine some of these so that it's not a waste of their time as well, if you want to say that, which isn't a waste of time, but it gets to be quite a long day if you're not busy, so.
Yeah.
Right.
Any other comments or questions? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
No abatements.
Abatements.
Good.
Number
have some
13.
Yes, we do have some claims, and I did put that sheet on your desk of the disbursement of check register. We had a few come in that missed the deadline, and probably typically see this. I'm more apt to want to get some of these things paid. We want to avoid finance charges. Some of our deadlines just don't align. Our deadline don't align with some of theirs. So just to keep these bills current. One of them is Architect Incorporated. That would be the last payment, I believe, for them. That's $7,333. Behavioral Health, $213. An interpreter of $100. Verizon Wireless, $1,690.94. And then Watertown Public Opinion, $838.90,
Move to approve.
for a total of $10,175.84.
I'm sorry, Sid. Oh,
$10,175.84. We also have 911.
oh, that's what the last, okay, yeah, I'll second.
That's the
Okay.
Okay, motion by Johnson, second by Gable. Any more discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
It was concerning your auditor wasn't adding, right?
Well, I just saw it, I just saw the total, I didn't realize.
Yeah. Yes, so the 911 amount for June that will go to the city of Watertown is $23,441.31.
Mr. Chair, I'll recuse myself.
So, I'll move to approve.
Motion by Gable,
I'll second it.
second by Johnson. Any other questions on this? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, number 14. Action to,
No budget.
no budget
No budget
supplements,
supplements, no personnel changes.
travel, number
We had-
16, travel request.
Yep, we have 2 travel requests, both for emergency management to attend a conference, pre-conference training. And you have all the other particulars in your packet on that.
Motion by
Second.
Gable, second by Van Duzen, to approve the travel requests. Any other questions?
Where's this
See.
conference at?
It's in
Chamberlain.
your.
Chamberlain?
Chamberlain.
Yep.
Should
Should be in there.
Chamberlain. Seeing no further questions, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Okay, number 17, public notices. Possible quorum of commissioners could be in attendance. Anybody
Well, look.
think there's any?
I don't think there's anything coming up big.
I didn't have anything.
No, I'm good.
Think there's anything that we have to note? Moving down to 18, is there any old business?
Yeah, Mr. Chair, just, I was zooming in last week because I was on my way to North Carolina, Harnett County, North Carolina with, our reaching rural team. So I was working with those folks. So that's the thing that Sarah Faust just headed up, having community services. And so basically the goal of reaching rural is to look at how do we reduce substance abuse in the county? And that has hopefully that would push down the jail population over time as well. So just seeing what this particular county has done. And they're very much in the process of doing it. They're a rural county by North Carolina standards, about 100,000 people in the county. So that's, but anyway, it was a very useful visit. They're in the middle of working through things, from programs within their jail to and try to work on, so people can come out of the jail without being a drug addict, but with being able to better deal with their substance abuse, but all sorts of, there's a lot of other moving pieces. So it was a useful visit. It was paid for by the grant that we got for that. So.
So what's the timeline on that?
Well, I can tell, it takes a long time. I mean, I would say one of the big messages was to try to not go too fast, to do what you can. So in the case of this particular county, they have desires to do, say, things like Narcan, being able to train people to administer Narcan, which is, if somebody's having an overdose episode, you can maybe save a life. And then other things like other things to help people if they're having trouble with substance abuse to get off, but then also, you know, the reentry stuff like brothers and sisters behind bars. I'm thankful to say that they're part of this Reaching Rural Committee, the whole reentry thing and peer support. So in the case of this particular county, you know, they'd worked on an in jail program, but they still have a lot of other steps to go through. So just seeing what they do, also the process of how they set priorities initially, and then, you know, kind of a strategic, how they did their strategic planning. So they're going through and setting like all the big pieces, big principles that they want to do, and then turning that into steps, you know, basically a checklist. And they were very transparent with us, you know, so they've checked up a few things on their list, but they're still in the process. So in a way, it's kind of encouraging to see that even a big county, you know, what very well resourced, well funded. I mean, there's still a lot of practical things, you know, we all have these issues to work through. So anyway, so yeah, I thought it was useful, but it can take, I mean, I would say this county's probably been at this, you know, a yearish, I would say. So about a year, and they're starting to get stuff implemented, and it's, you know, it does go pretty slowly because it's a big problem. Especially when you get down to that individual level, you're talking about changing some very difficult behavior to change. It's, you know, very difficult to change. So. Anyway.
Thanks for doing that, Commissioner Gable. Is there any other old business? Moving to 19, new business. Okay, moving down to 20, now's the time for public comment. Somebody would like to have their time of comment. Seeing none, any commissioner comments?
Mr. Chair.
Go ahead.
If I can have just a few moments. Last night at the city council meeting, the first two rows of attendees at the council meeting were people that are very concerned about the status of childcare in our community. And Mayor Holeen brought up the call to public action, which I thought was very appropriate as we're looking at one of our major daycares in our community closing, in our area closing, that being Little Blessings Daycare. It's going to become a big problem. And Sister Barb was here last week and gave us a great presentation. But I want us as a county commission and also as a community and as a public and as a region to stay focused on this and to keep trying to work together to come up with a plan for this. Now, people say, well, why does government have to get involved in a private daycare facility? And let me tell you why, because ultimately that's going to bring jobs. It's going to bring people to our community. If they don't have daycare, they're not going to move here. And so this is a real concern for us, and it shouldn't be just a city issue. It should be a region issue because we have residents that live and reside in our area towns and communities that also use that daycare. And so what that ultimately looks like, I don't know as far as a dollar figure is concerned. I don't know. But the call to action that was put out last night is for businesses to, you know, these are your employees, these are our community members. And so please step forward and help out any way that you can. And let's see if we can work with the sisters out at the monastery who have gifted a facility for this daycare to help out our community and help out our region. So I just want to make sure that we kind of just leave that in the back of your minds and have these discussions with our business folks in our community and our region. And that we as a government body here representing the constituents in our areas, that we're providing a resource to them if we're able to. And like I said, what that means, I don't know. I know we got a lot of bridge repairs and we got a lot of work, and it, you know, it costs a lot of money to run government. But this is a big deal for our community. So please, you know, if you find it in your heart, say some prayers, and let's get talking as a community and as agencies, and let's see if we can put this thing to, you know, let's put it to rest. Let's find a way to make this happen. We can do that. And so I'll get off my soapbox here, but it was really an emotional city council meeting last night, and there was some tears that were shed from people that don't know what they're going to do. some people that are working that are gonna probably have to leave their jobs because they don't have childcare. And so this is a big issue for our region, and I just hope that we as a commission can stay focused on moving this forward. So thank you.
Yeah. Thanks, Commissioner Van Duzen.
I'll have one comment to that. I was approached by 12 individuals last week on that very subject. Not one of them had any encouragement for putting county money into a private enterprise. That's all I'm gonna say.
Thanks, Commissioner Waterman. Any other commissioner comments?
I communicated with several people in reference to this. I think the bottom line is one of the things that we're probably doing the most good for right now is people are becoming more aware of it.
Mhm.
I mean, the dollars aren't flowing at this point in time, but probably one of the things that has to happen first is the public awareness.
Yeah.
And I think that's happening.
Yeah.
And that's good, and we need to just keep that up. And
Yeah.
it is a problem, and everybody is finally realizing that it is a problem. I'll get off my soapbox now.
Well, and I think it's going to take all of us working together to help solve that problem, because we know in the research and the reports that have been done that childcare is a big issue. Not only childcare, but housing. You know, we know that those are the two big issues in our county here. So it's not just a city problem, it's a county problem as well. So
Statewide,
statewide.
nationwide, it's all over.
Anyway, call to action for everybody that can pitch in, and let's see if we can help out with this. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you for all your comments. I don't think we have any other executive session. Need a
Motion to adjourn.
motion by Gable,
Second?
second by Waterman. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Meeting adjourned.
Just one question on these. Paper